everyone, and thank you so much for joining. So tonight I have a gentleman who I have wanted to get on the show for, oh my God, I don't know, months. And we played email tag forever, and yay, now he's finally here. Mr. Quinn O'Flynn, and it is 4 a.m. where you are, so I cannot thank you enough. It's so nice of you.
Yeah, the time change thing is it's a beating sometimes.
So, how long have you lived in Egypt now?
About 3 years. I came right after October 7th.
Oh, okay. Where were
Yeah.
you living before that?
So before I was doing this whole Palestine thing, I was a TikTok travel creator, and I've been traveling for the last a little over 6 years, just living all over the world. And when October 7th hit, I was actually back in the U.S. I was actually back in outside of Boston, Massachusetts, my home state, for 7 weeks. I was doing a job for a travel app, and that's when October 7th hit. And so as basically as soon as that job ended, which was about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks after October 7th, I came to Egypt. And
Is
I've been here
Palestine
on and off
something?
since.
Oh, is Palestine something you've always been passionate about? Were you as
No.
educated?
Oh gosh, no. I mean, to be honest with you, I was probably a Zionist without knowing it. I grew up in Western Massachusetts, in a place called the Berkshires, Stockbridge, Massachusetts. It's about 3 hours north of New York City, about 3 hours west of Boston, and it's like the summer playground of the wealthy. Um, and so I was like the poor kid in the rich town. Uh, but basically, it was filled with Jews. I mean, everywhere. All their summer camps were in the Berkshires. Like they all had, homes there. Like, a lot of my friends were. My first girlfriend was Jewish. I mean, like, and so we just grew up naturally. Of course, we supported Israel. Of course, it's just what it is, what it was, right? And with the brainwashing in America, of course, too. But particularly in the Northeast, anywhere close to New York City, that brainwashing is like tripled. So I didn't really know anything about Palestine, to be honest with you. I just knew about Israel, and I didn't know anything until when October 7th, the response to October 7th started coming, and we started seeing this footage coming out of Gaza. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like, and so I didn't know anything. I had to learn all about the Nakba. I had to learn all about Tempera. I had to learn how, the Iranian Revolution, which started all this terrorism in 53, right? Like, and then 79. Like, I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't know any of this. So it
I
was
think it's
a new
interesting
experience
because with
for me.
me, I get these updates, these memories, and like I've had a kafia on 7 years ago, but I was sitting there like
Wow.
two-state solution. Like I just
Yeah,
knew they were oppressed. That's
yeah.
what I knew. And so I have solidarity with oppressed people. And then after October 7th, I was like, holy fuck, like this is
Yeah.
so much more. How long do you think it took after October 7th before you started kind of learning, okay, wait, this is definitely about humanity and I need to side with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
oppressed?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I didn't know at the beginning, like how complicated this was. Like, I didn't have any idea. I didn't. You can't learn 80 years worth of history in a
No.
week, right? Like, and like you said, the two-state solution. Well, that's the first thing I thought too. Once I started learning a little bit about it, and of course, I also thought like, oh, of course I condemn Hamas. I mean, I was just but everybody's not Hamas. It's like one of these things, right? And then you slowly start to realize, like, wait a second, Hamas exists because it's the resistance. Like, And regardless of whether or not we have always agreed with the historical Hamas and how they did things and whatever. Like, it's a political party, right? In Gaza, I didn't even know this. I didn't know that there was other political parties. I didn't know that there was Fatah until like probably 6 months after, when I was here and I started meeting Palestinians and they started talking to me and telling me things, and then I realized, like, holy shit, like there's so much to be educated on, and so I started educating myself, and then, I think it's a process we go through. We realize, like, first of all, we realize, wow, Israel is the bad guy. Wow,
Yeah.
okay, the US is the bad guy. We realize that, right? And then it's like a house of cards from there. Everything else that we believed starts to tumble, and we start to realize the truth. And we finally get to the point where we realize, like, Israel just needs to be eradicated. This is a one-state solution. Give it back to the Palestinians and get rid of these hoodlums.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Now, as someone who is an American but lives outside of the US, are you uh glad you don't live in the US right now?
oh, hell yeah. I mean, but I was glad I didn't live in the US before this.
Oh yeah.
Like, when I left the US, I don't know, about 6.5 years ago, I guess. And I moved to Spain. I moved to southern Spain, actually. And oh my gosh, just getting out and living a different life. Like, I'd traveled before, but I never lived somewhere else. And so I just literally packed up and I moved to outside of Granada, Spain. And it was just like life changing. Honestly, I was like, wow, this is a completely different life than living in America, and it's really good. And I would
Yeah.
never go. I would never consider going back now. Nothing could convince me to go back to America and permanently. Nothing.
Are you still able to vote?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Do
Yeah.
you vote?
What's that?
Do you?
I did not vote last time. But of course, yeah, I mean, of course I'm a voter, but last time I didn't vote just because it was two genociders, and I don't
Yep.
vote for genocide, period. And I could have done the vote for Jill Stein thing, uh, but honestly, I didn't. I knew it wasn't going to do any good, and it's a chore for me to vote from here. Obviously,
I'm
it's
sure.
difficult for me to vote. Like, I'd have to jump through a lot of hoops because I don't even get mail here. There's no mail, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I live in a tiny little hamlet, if you will, on the beach in Sinai called Dahab. It's about 2,500 people, and it's a former camp, and it's just starting to get solid infrastructure and things like that. Honestly, the infrastructure is not even solid. Like, honestly, if I just disappear, it's because the Wi-Fi and the electricity went out, which happens like every day. It happens just for, it might go off for a half an hour and boom, your water goes off.
And if
Hopefully not in the middle of your shower.
yeah. If, let's say, the other people in your town don't do what you do, what are some of the things they do for work?
Um, I mean, most of the people that live here, there's a couple of different people that live here. One is like the local Egyptians that are, mainly from like Cairo and or Aswan or Alexandria, and they've just kind of come here and kind of found a home here. And most of them work in the restaurants that are on the beach and
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
things like this, because we get quite a bit of tourism here. We're only about 35 or 40 minutes north of Sharm el Sheikh, which is a much bigger place, right? It's in an international airport and stuff. So a lot of people come here, and this is a huge diving place in the world. We have what's called the Blue Hole, which is one of the most famous dive spots in the world. So we have a lot of divers here, and so there's a lot of people who work in the dive industry as well. And then the other group of people we have here are the Bedouins. and they've been here forever, and I don't know what they do for work. They've lived here forever. They do all sorts of stuff. A lot of them are the taxi drivers. They do excursions into the mountains, things like this. Take care of the camels.
Well, how
Stuff like that.
often are you able to meet people from Palestine?
Oh, very frequently. There's not so many of them here in Sinai, but I spent most of my time in Cairo when I was like when I first got here. I was working in Cairo, and we started a bunch of organizations to help the displaced Palestinians. And I still work doing that, but my goal when I came here was to like not be the white savior. And so I told my team when I got here, I said our goal is to work ourselves out of a job, and find Palestinian leadership to take over. It's their stuff, and so Palestinian and Egyptian leadership. And so basically that's what I did, and I just worked myself out of a job. And so I'm still involved. I do a lot of consulting still, and I'm mainly more of like a contact than anything else. I've been fortunate enough to know a lot of people and to meet a lot of people, mostly because of my platform. And so I have a lot of contacts. And so people oftentimes call me and say, Quinn, we need help with this, or we need help with this hospital, or with this, organization, or this, blah, blah, blah. And so I do a lot of that. And I still take care of some families too. In Cairo, there's a lot of families there, about 100,000 Palestinians there just with nothing. And so I still take care of some of them too, but mostly from here, because I have got people on the ground in Cairo that are, they're better at this than I am now, and they know what they're doing, and they're locals. So that's good. So I mainly focus on my writing out here, and activism. Really, it's just trying to change hearts and minds in the West, but everywhere. So.
Absolutely. Josh, can you put up the first video? It's one of Quinn's. I have shared your videos so many times on my shows. I can't even count. And I always said the guy with the eyes because I could never see what your name was. I was like the guy with the eyes. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's just like those eyes, like, and people say I have similar eyes, but that's because I'm mostly blind. So yeah.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Well, it
Flynn eye.
certainly doesn't hurt. Let me see here. Here we go. Let me put this up here.
Is getting absolutely shelled by Iran right now. Do not believe the propaganda. Like, Israel works overtime on propaganda. We all know this. They're trying to hide the footage of the damage that's being done to Israel, right? They're trying to get Meta to take down the videos. They're keeping their citizens locked up there and trying to not let them go anywhere and talk about it, right? Like, dude, this is what they do. Meanwhile, they're using propaganda videos, fake videos, getting Mossad to like burn tires and create smoke so it looks like damage is worse in Iran. Listen, here are the facts, okay? Here are the very simple facts. Iran has 92 million people, right? Its land mass is like it's like 250,000 square miles. Right? Okay. Its infrastructure is massive, right? Israel, meanwhile, has 9 million as a population, 9 million people clustered into about 20,000 square miles, right? Now, let's just presume, just for 1 minute, let's just presume that this war has been about even in attrition, right? It hasn't even scratched Iran simply because of the massive size of their infrastructure and their country and everything that's in that, right? It's massive. It's like a speck that has been done to them. Meanwhile, it's utter destruction in the 20,000 square mile country of Israel, right? So you understand? Now, here's the other thing. Israel's big thing is the Iron Dome, right? Which is running out of missiles. It only has days left before they have to start rationing the missiles for defense because they're simply running out. And they're spending millions of dollars a day to fight Iran's missiles. And Iran is just starting now to send the good stuff. They've been sending 30-year-old missiles. Then they're like, here's a Fatah one. Take that. Last night they sent a new one. Dude, the new stuff is still coming. And China is refilling their arsenal. Right? Pretty soon the Iron Dome is gone. And if America has not intervened, Israel is going to be completely destroyed. That's what's going to happen. Food for thought.
Well, I hope so. But anyway, you nail it. You always fucking nail it, Quinn. And, I love the way you engage with people. It's easy to, for people to, listen to you and everything because you're very approachable. And we need more of that for sure. As far as, Iron Dome and things like that, is that also things you needed to learn?
Oh yeah, I didn't know any of this. Yeah, I knew nothing.
Yeah. And as far as one of the things I know was a fucking rude awakening to me was like you look at things like the ICC and ICJ and they're like, "Oh, there's arrest warrants out." Cool. But
Yeah.
okay. And we see this time and time again. Then also, I look at my posts, like my memories, and it came up. So many come up that say ceasefire now. And I look back and I'm like, oh my God, we were so fucking naive. Like a
Yeah, for
ceasefire
sure.
is nothing.
Yeah. You cease, we fire.
Exactly. Exactly. I liken a ceasefire to like when you're in an abusive relationship and you have a protective order and you hold the paper up if they're coming at you. Like it's literally nothing. They
Yeah.
keep the terrorist state of Israel absolutely just disregard ceasefires for Lebanon, for Palestine, for everyone, um, every single day. What, and it's conjecture, but what do you see happening? Like in the future?
Oh, I mean, the future, if you really want my opinion, the future is bright. Israel is going to be destroyed. It will be gone, and it'll be back to Palestine, and the U.S. is going to fall. The U.S. is going to go the way of the Soviet Union, and it's going to split up. In my opinion, I don't see the U.S. surviving this because here's the thing, man. This is folks like you who already had some basis. You said you've been doing this for 7 years. You already had some basis, but you're kind of a weirdo. Right? Like most people that were white didn't have the kind of knowledge that you had before October 7th. Most of the people were more like me. We didn't have a clue. And it wasn't just a clue about Palestine and Israel. And this is what we're seeing now. It was like you just brought up the ICC and the ICJ. I didn't even know what the fuck the ICC and the ICJ were.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have any idea, right? Like I didn't know what the 53 coup was when the CIA and the Brits took over Iran. I didn't know what the Iranian Revolution was in 79. I didn't know any of this stuff. I knew absolutely nothing, right? And so we're learning not just about Israel and Palestine, but we're learning about everything. And we're learning about like the evils of the United States. Like my third book that I wrote from here actually is called Blowback. I don't know if you know about that one. And it's basically all of my books come from my videos. Like I start like learning something to teach in a video, and then basically someone says, "Oh, you should write a book about this." I say, "Okay, I'll write a book about this." So this one is basically it's like 20, I think, I can't remember, I think 21 different operations by the CIA around the world, and the damage basically that it's done. And I wrote that book from each chapter is just a very brief description of the operation, but the rest of the chapter is a story, first person story that's told by one of the victims.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
These people aren't real. I made them up, but they're real, right? And it's telling these stories so that you can really get a perspective as an American or as a Westerner of just how evil the CIA is, and what we've done to people, like how this has affected people like all over the world. And I didn't know any of this stuff. So, to some degree, I think that, not to say that we should thank Israel for the genocide. We definitely, it's still evil and horrible, and the Palestinians have been suffering so greatly, and the Lebanese and the Iranians. But at the same time, Israel has opened the eyes of the world.
Yeah.
And not just about Israel, but also about the complicity of our countries. And it's not just the US. The UK is the same way, like, right? Like Australia, like all of these countries, like even countries like Ireland and South Africa, which have been stalwart supporters of Palestine, right? Even them, they're complicit too. They are complicit too. They are tied to Israel. There's weapons going in and out. There's components being made in factories. There's right, like it's really shown us and educated us that this is like a whole world. Like the more I learned about Israel, like I didn't even know that Israel was like involved in, for example, like the Iran Contra scandal back in Reagan's time, right? Or the coup in Guatemala that the United States did, and murdered millions of people. Like Israel has been involved in everything. It's just like the more you see, the more you learn, the more you realize, wow, like this is like a worldwide problem. This is not a Palestine problem. This is a worldwide problem with these people and this ideology. And it has
Absolutely. And, as far as, and you mentioned, Ireland and the other countries, and I had, I don't know if you know Tig Hickey, he was on the flotilla with Greta Thunberg. He came on my show and he was like, a lot of people glorify Ireland and say, we're so strong on Palestine, but I need to explain something as someone who's Irish. And I think that was very beneficial. As someone who is in Egypt, we as Americans have heard many times that Egypt has taken in many Palestinians, especially after October 7th. What is your perspective on Egypt? Do they have, are they complicit in any ways? What do you think about as far as the way they treat Palestinians and the terrorist state of Israel?
Well, here's the thing with Egypt, and I got to be somewhat careful since I'm living here, and but I have to say, like, I'm a huge supporter of Egypt, and I think that Egypt has got a bad rap. The Egyptians have a very long history with Israel, and they've been attacked incessantly by Israel. They lost Sinai at one point, right? Okay, and only got that back, after a long struggle, right? But part of the whole thing is that I don't know if you know this or not, but the second largest recipient of U.S. aid is Egypt. Okay,
Really?
yeah, and this is what America does. They give this aid, all over the world, and what that does is it indebts people to them, and so then they can exert control. Like, let me give you an example. Like, virtually all of these Middle Eastern countries, SWANA would be the correct term, but people don't know what I'm saying when I say that, so we'll just go with Middle East. But all of these countries, like their militaries are almost completely dependent on the United States. Like they're flying old United States planes, for example. Now, I've got a lot of sons in the military. I know a little bit about the U.S. military, and one of the things that they told me is that that these planes break down every single day. Every single day they break down, and they need parts, and they need U.S. parts. Okay, and if they don't get U.S. parts, they're just grounded. Very quickly, the entire Air Force would just be grounded, and this is effectively a kill switch by the United States. So they're selling them these planes, and this goes for missiles and arms and everything, right? And they can basically just stop servicing these things. And it effectively is a kill switch for these air forces. So, for example, Egypt, probably about half of its air force are these old planes, right? And likewise, the U.S. also does things which tie these countries to them and indebt them also. Like, for example, one of Egypt's like biggest ways that they bring money in is the Suez Canal, right? And the number one group that goes through the Suez Canal and pays them, the United States, right? So, so when the United, like Trump actually threatened to stop paying. Actually, I think he did stop paying Egypt for transition, and he even made this threat basically to totally stop paying. Like we shouldn't have to pay at all anymore because we're the U.S., right? And this would be billions of dollars that Egypt would lose, right? So there's all these little ways that the United States has tied themselves into these places, whether it's Jordan, whether it's Kuwait, whatever it is, right, or Egypt, right? And so these leaders of these countries, they have to navigate this stuff, right? And they have to deal with Israel and Israel's genocidal ways, and at the same time keep the United States happy, so the United States doesn't fuck them over. And that doesn't even include things like sanctions and stuff. Like the United States has killed 30 million people since 1971, just with its economic sanctions. Like people don't realize how bad sanctions are. It literally kill people. Like sanctions kill people. They effectively make them like unable to do anything. They can't bank. They can't go anywhere. They're just non-citizens basically, right? And this kills people. And the Lancet just came out with this study that 38 million people killed since 1971 by sanctions. Now most of this was since the 90s when they decided to start weaponizing them. But this is it's really hard to blame these other countries, because the U.S. has got them over a barrel, and they're just doing the best they can to navigate these issues. But Egypt loves the Palestinians, and Egyptians love the Palestinians. They're like brothers, and they have such a heart for them here. And just like any other country, the leadership of Egypt is doing the best they can to navigate these things. There are some Egyptians who love the leadership. There are some who don't like it. There are some who are kind of in the middle, like just like any other country, right? But I support them, and I think they're doing a really good job. And I think President Sisi is doing a really good job navigating this stuff. But I'm just a guest in the country, and whenever I'm a guest in a country, I try to just like keep my mouth shut. And not comment too much on the politics of that country, because it's none of my business, and what the hell do I know?
Right. No, that's fair. Josh, can you put up the next clip?
Well, this is some breaking news I think we should talk about. U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly fumed at Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu during a call Monday, calling the premier effing crazy and telling him that everyone hates Israel, and he demanded Israel agree to a ceasefire with Hezbollah terror group. Axios cited a U.S. official who summarized Trump's message to Netanyahu as followed: "You're effing crazy. You'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving your ass. Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this, end quote. A second source briefed on the call told the outlet that the U.S. president was pissed and at one point yelled at Netanyahu, "What the F are you doing?" So here's the thing, President Trump. This is exactly how many of us feel with you. What the F are you doing? Are you effing crazy? Why did you ever get into bed with this guy? Now, some will say it's because of a lot of money that was given to you. Joe Biden, guess how much money he got from AIPAC? Around $11 million. Guess how much money Donald Trump got from these people? Over $230 million, and that's just what was reported. That's not to mention how much money this person has given Trump personally. So President Trump, you know that feeling that you had during that phone call? That's how we feel. You need to distance away from the political state of Israel immediately, resign, and allow somebody to take over that doesn't have conflict of interest after conflict of interest. You're done, Trump. And so is Netanyahu. Oh, and just one more thing. Maybe this is why he felt like he could do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, with all of our resources.
I would love that. This was a special token of affection given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel. And it's a key. We call it a key to the White House, and it's a key to our country and to our hearts. And you've been an amazing leader for a long period of time. And this is, in many respects, the big day, because this is something that's very special. And we just left UAE and Bahrain. We're going to meet outside in a ceremony. And it's just a very important event, and it's an honor to have you with us, baby. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I have said, and this is true, that you have the key to the hearts of the people of Israel because of all the great things you've done for the Jewish state and the Jewish people. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Fantastic.
Nice. What's your reaction to that? I guess that just happened like a day or so ago.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I mean, it's all bullshit. Like, this all comes down to the Epstein files. I mean, it's just so obvious that Trump has been compromised, and he's doing anything he can to just make sure that these Epstein files don't come out and doesn't go to jail. And continually, I think he's got all sorts of advisors, most of whom are half fucking crazy too, but they can see the writing on the wall. They can see that Israel's on its way out, and they're advising him to do certain things, and then he starts to move along that path, and then he gets a call from Bibi, and it's just obvious. Like every single time he gets a call from Bibi, and then boom, here we go. We're back in it again, and it's just so obvious. Like, listen, Trump is not a stupid man. He is not a stupid man. I call him stupid all the time because whatever, this is part of the game we play. But I know a lot of people who've met Trump. Actually, I know a lot of people who've sat in meetings in the White House, and I'm telling you, every one of them has said the same exact thing. This guy's fucking brilliant. He really is. He's a really fucking smart guy. He knows what he's doing. And when we see him on camera, it's a show. He's putting on a show. He's adopting this persona that he's created of, speaking like somebody who's got a 6th grade reading level. Because those are his followers. He's speaking the language of his followers. This is how he built the cult. He started speaking to these people in their voice, and he put on the cloak of being a Christian, right? Because that's what speaks to them. And he's just the whole thing is a show, man. He's been a reality TV star forever. He still is. Yeah. It's all a show. And behind the scenes, he's actually a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He's a narcissist, but he's a smart guy, and so he understands what's happening. But
Yeah.
this is continuing because he's compromised. That's what it is. He's being blackmailed. Like, have any choice. When Israel tells him to do something, he has to do it. And then we've seen this again and again and again and again, defying logic. Listen, if he were not compromised, he would sell out Israel in a freaking heartbeat.
Yep.
He would sell out anybody. He's shown us this. But
Yeah.
why is he not selling out Israel? Why is he continuing to support Israel? Because he doesn't have a choice. That's why. His choice is either continue along with that, regardless of whether he loses his entire base, which he's losing his base right now because of Israel, right? And regardless, he doesn't have a choice because his only other choice is come out and be nailed as a child molester. That's really, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you come across people who seem to think that as long as Bibi is out of office, that things are going to change?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the world thinks that. I don't think it's true. I think shit, because it still hovers around 80, I think 81, 82% of the people of Israel support everything that's going on. Even the ones that are saying, "Oh, we're against Netanyahu." The reason why they're against it is mostly because of these corruption charges and things like this. It's murdering people. So it's not because he's killing Palestinians. They don't have a problem with that. Bibi Netanyahu, not the problem. He's the symptom of the problem. Just like Trump is not the problem. He's the symptom of the problem. Like, these politicians can't exist without people. Right? So it's the people that are the problem. Like, that's the reality of the situation. Think of a guy like Trump, who is like literally one of the most disgusting, vile human beings. Any decent human being can look at Trump and just go, ew, ugh, like, right? Think of this guy, man. And he still had 70 million Americans vote for him last time or something. I mean, it's unbelievable, the sheer number of people. Still today, people are like, "Oh, Trump's support is cratering." Like, dude, he still has like 30% support or something.
Yeah.
That tens of millions of Americans who still to this day support him in spite of all of the shit he's done, in spite of the Epstein files, in spite of starting all these wars, everything. There are still tens of millions of Americans that support him. Like, this is why I say America's going to fall, because I don't think how do you fix this? Like, how do you fix this? Like let's say Trump and Bibi Netanyahu both have a massive heart attack tonight and die. What changes? Like, what changes? You still have millions and millions who believe shit they do. They're just going to elect somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
And so what do we do with MAGA once Trump is gone? What do we do? You can't re-educate these people. It'll take fucking decades to re-educate these people. They're absolute idiots. They're in a cult. And there's not, what are you going to do about that? And Israel, think about this now. This is with 30% of the Americans. Israel's got 81% of their countrymen and countrywomen who believe the same shit Netanyahu does. Like, they say it every day. You can watch the videos. You can read their editorials and harats and things like this. They believe that the Palestinian people are animals and they deserve to die. Period. That none of them are innocent. There are no victims there. And they should all just die. This is what they believe. And this is what they outright will just say this time and time again. What do we do with people like that? How can you re-educate somebody that is like that? What are we going to do? Forced re-education? I mean, but I don't really just don't see that there's a way to fix this. I don't think it can be fixed. I think these countries have to fall. And I think
And what do you think the fall of the US would look like? And do
I
you think it'll be in our lifetime?
yeah, I do. I think it's going to be soon. And I think it'll look like the Soviet Union. I mean, I think all we have to do is look at history. We could go as far back as Rome and look at the fall of Rome, which so many historians have started to compare the U.S. to the Roman. But we don't even have to do that. I mean, we can look at the Soviet Union. This is exactly the path that the Soviet Union took, and then with the fall of communism in the Soviet Union, right? These countries, this consortium of countries split apart, and now we have all these other countries, right? And millions of people died when this happened. By the way, this is not like a lot of Americans don't know this. They say, yeah, the Soviet Union fell, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and millions of people died. Starvation occurred, and you know what I mean, like economic things were just horrific for these people for decades, even, right? So, and still today, even the whole war with the Russia-Ukraine war, this is a product of the fall of the Soviet Union. Like we could be seeing Texas and California at war in years to come. That would be like Russia and Ukraine, right? So, this is what I see happening. Listen, the U.S. has always been fragile. It was started with fragility. The only way we even got a constitution passed was by making compromises on slavery and things like this, right? And and ever since that day, the states have been talking about seceding, right? I mean, it wasn't just we had the Civil War. They've been threatening to secede. I think Texas has a bill every single year to secede from the U.S.
Oh my God. I could see Florida doing that actually with Rick Scott and everything. I could totally see that.
Environment has been a fragile environment, and the U.S. has just become increasingly federalized over the years, the decades, and at some point it's going to just break. And I think Israel is what has broken it. And this specifically, I say Israel, but I specifically this Epstein files thing, right? Which is Israel. I hate to say it, but Americans care way more about things like the Epstein files than they do about dead Palestinians.
Absolutely.
It's just, but I think the Epstein files is the thing that's going to break this. I think,
I think, but as far as the Democrats in there, people just don't care. Like the Clintons and stuff, they do. Oh, well.
No, I mean, that's, what Trump has done is he's honestly been a great president for America, in my opinion. Because the thing about Trump is that he is just so ugly, so disgusting, so vile that you just are repelled by this, right? But is he really any worse than, say, Barack Obama was? Not really. I mean, not really. Like, honestly, if we look at, like, statistically, the things that Obama did, I mean, he did all the same shit Trump is doing. And he just did it with a smile on his face and some pretty words.
Yep.
Look at George Bush, who listened to Netanyahu and then went and slaughtered 1 million innocent Iraqis, right?
Yeah.
Like, what Trump is doing is not new. There's nothing new that he's doing. The United States is like, I was just citing the Lancet that said we've killed 38 million people since 1971 just with sanctions. Well, I mean, that wasn't just Trump that did that, right?
Yeah.
Every other president has done this too. The Democratic Party is just as fucking evil. They don't like to hear this. Say, oh, the two sides aren't the same and there's no comparison. Yeah, there is actually statistically a comparison. Both sides are guilty as hell of doing horrific things for decades and decades and decades. Both sides are completely corrupt. And even the Democrats, they can't even take responsibility for losing to Trump by running that beast Kamala Harris, right? Like, dude,
Yeah.
she lost because of one thing, because they asked her, what would you do differently than Joe Biden? Not a thing, she says, right? She's a genocider too. And so she didn't get the votes. But these Democrats keep putting people up that really the only thing they run on is we're not Trump.
Yeah.
They don't have any though. They like Trump is like, oh, the radical leftists. There are no radical leftists. Well, radical leftists exist in our government.
Yeah. He calls them communists, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like who's the radical leftist in the government? Like AOC, is she a radical leftist? No.
I don't know.
Like there are not true progressives in our government.
No way. They
We're
would be elected if they existed. It wouldn't happen.
It's
Oh
two
my
children are both the same, two wings of the same diseased bird.
Yep, absolutely. For sure. Josh, do you want to put up the next clip?
Hey, you said you had some big news. What's going on?
Well, you guys, it is happening.
What's happening? That's what I'm trying to find out.
This gentleman behind me, his mat laid out, doing his prayer.
You interrupted my day to tell me you secretly and very creepily recorded some random innocent person minding his own business, praying to God.
And took it upon himself to do his prayer in front of the Westons.
Is this you, by the way, praying publicly on Long Beach and talking about how much you enjoyed this concert of people praying in public?
At the risk of sounding rude, but
No, you don't sound rude. You sound like a raging Islamophobic bigot and likely a fascist, because you clearly support prayers for Christians but not for Muslims, which makes you somebody who doesn't understand the basics of our Constitution, which protects religious freedom for people of all faiths and no faith.
because I've studied radical Islam enough.
I looked at what radical Islam she studied. She apparently watched some bigoted documentary by a right-wing group 15 years ago, and that's her study of radical Islam.
To say that we are in an attempted global takeover.
You know, Western wars have killed more than 4.5 million Muslims in the last 25 years, and you're going to accuse Muslims of a global takeover? Do you hear yourself? Do you understand why you sound like a fascist?
In the future and in situations like this, people need to speak up.
This is what kills me about these MAGA right-wing nut jobs. They're like, we need prayer in schools. And then Muslims are like, yeah, sure, we'll pray. And they're like, no, not like that.
Because it's just one person today, but then it will be more. 2 people, 3, 4.
There's actually about 5 to 6 million Muslims in America right now. In fact, Muslims have been in America before America even existed. Up to a third of enslaved Africans were Muslim. And guess what? They were forced and beaten out of Islam and forced to convert to Christianity by the same white supremacy and fascism that you are promoting right now.
We're going to see what we've been seeing in London, which is, hey, your country has completely been taken over.
Are you seriously defending the United Kingdom, the country that has colonized the entire world, committed mass genocide, mass murder in hundreds of countries around the world? That's the hill you're going to die on?
And I love California.
The funny thing about California is that California comes from caliph, which is an Arabic term. So your entire state is named after an Islamic terminology.
Love America, and we are not an Islamic country.
No, we are not. In fact, we're not a Christian country either. We are a secular democratic republic that ensures separation of religion and state. You are a modern day nationalist Christian, or Nat-C for short, but you need to respect our Constitution and assimilate to our values. Class dismissed.
So I think that's one of the things that's so bananas that I cannot wrap my head around, is that the terrorist state of Israel hates Christians. Oh, excuse me. But there are so many Christian Zionists.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, you know, these Zionists are they all come from one sect of Christianity. It's these evangelicals, and you know, I- without going too deeply into it, I mean, this is the most uneducated portion of our society. These evangelicals. You probably don't. I have a background in theology. I taught the Catholic Church for 15 years, and was rather well known for this. My family is very well known in the Catholic Church as well, and I've studied this for decades and decades and decades, right? And what I can tell you is like these evangelical Christians, they have the most inept theology out there. Like nothing that they believe has any semblance of depth or truth to it. For example, they just think that the Bible was just dropped from the sky. Jesus gave us the Bible. White Jesus, by the way, he was an American. I know that. Jesus was an American. And they have no concept of true history and like how the Bible was developed, and that it took 400 years to give us what was even known as the Bible then, which has since changed hundreds of times, right?
Yeah.
To get to what we have today. They have no concept of this. They have no concept of early church history. And they have no concept of how the early Christian church influenced Islam, actually. Like, and tied together with Islam, like the early Christian church was running around with hundreds of different beliefs about who Jesus was. And some thought he was just a prophet. Some thought he was never crucified. Some thought he wasn't, he was kind of God, but not really God. He was still subservient to the old God. Some thought he was a completely different God than everybody thought different shit. Right, and these people were then persecuted for their beliefs, really culminating when Constantine took over the church basically and turned it into a state religion, right? And this became known as the Nicene Christians. This is where we get the Nicene Creed from, right? And then they just persecuted everybody else, buried their writings, burned their writings, killed them, slaughtered them, whatever, right? A lot of these people escaped, if you will. They went away. They went to different places, and we had this Syriac Christians, for example, that a lot of those folks believed pretty much what Islam teaches today. and Islam was heavily influenced by these early Christians, and even within Islam, when you start learning about Islam, you realize that Islam doesn't say that you convert if you become a Muslim, you revert. And this is an important distinction, because what Islam teaches is that we are all one. And what happened is that the Jews and the Christians were corrupted. And basically Islam is straightening it out. That's the concept behind there. So when you become a Muslim, you are reverting to what you always were and what we all always were. Okay, this is I'm not saying I necessarily believe this or not. I'm not a Muslim. I'm just telling you what they teach, right? And so, but if you study like the early Christian church, it looks much closer to Islam today than it does to Christianity today. Even like, for example, like a lot of the Westerners, they have this big problem with hijab, right? The women wearing hijab. What did the Blessed Virgin Mary wear on her head?
Yep.
I mean, how did Jesus pray? What are the words he used? What was the language he spoke, right? He spoke Aramaic, and still, Jesus was basically saying Allahu Akbar, right? In the Aramaic version of this, right? But these early Christians were far closer to what Islam is today than what Christianity is, hands down. It's not even close. And we just don't, as Americans, we were never taught anything like this. We were just taught our bullshit Christian, whitewashed history. So, in fact, do you know about my latest book I just wrote?
No, I was actually going to ask you about it.
I just wrote a book about this. It's called Understanding Islam. and it's an agnostic atheist living in the Middle East shares his perspective, and it's I basically wrote this like not to I'm not trying to convert or revert anybody, but it's to break down this Islamophobia that we've been raised with and brainwashed with, and just learn. Like, I've been amazed since I've been here, just learning about Islam. It's beautiful. And I'm not a Muslim. I don't believe everything that they teach, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate it and and love it even. And I do. There's so much beauty to it, and it's just about learning about other people and learning what people actually believe and what they teach, instead of listening to all of the bullshit that's out there all the time, just creating this boogeyman of the evil Muslim, you know. You know, I mean, it's like we grow up being taught and what we think, and when you actually like see the teachings of Islam, you're like, wow, this is like really pretty amazing. So you know, hopefully that is going to be read by some people and change some hearts and minds. We'll see.
Hell yeah. Well, I always ask guests every time before the show is over, what do you want people to take away from our discussion?
I mean, I think what we really need in this world today is just people realizing how ignorant we all are, and that we've been brainwashed in every place. We've been brainwashed and we've been manipulated, and we really don't know a whole lot. And the nice thing, you know, about the internet right now is that we're able to learn this stuff. We're able to see in real time taking place. We're able to see in real time the effects of what AIPAC is doing and the corruption and this and that. We're able to see all this now, and it's out there for people to learn and start realizing. But the first step in this learning process is to realize we've been lied to. And I think there's a lot of people doing this right now. I think that the tide is changing. And so I guess what I want people to do from every conversation is to just realize, you know what? I need to start educating myself. I need to start with a clean slate and not believe any of the shit I've been taught, and just educate myself. And the resources are out there to do this. And once you start, you know, you pull one of those little cards out and bam, everything just tumbles into place. And once you start breaking this down, the whole thing comes down, and you realize, wow. So that's what I want. I just want people to keep changing and keep growing, because we have so much more in common than we do that's different from each other, right? We're all people, man. No matter where you go, I run into people and they're just lovely. They are lovely people, no matter what country I'm living in. I'm always in love with the people, because people in general are good. It's just that we're brainwashed, man, and you know, it's not our fault. We're stupid. You know, human beings are the only species that exists in the entire world which has zero purpose. Like, if we were to just leave Earth today, the Earth would be a better place for everything in it, except us, right? We bring nothing but destruction to this planet, and you know, so we're not all that great. And I think as we start to realize that, we can become better, and we can educate ourselves, and we can become better. But we've got to realize, first of all, that we're just like this whole "Make America Great Again." We've never been great. America's never been great. This is just a lie that we've been taught. We've been hideous since our inception, even before it. Like our friend. About the history of the country, you know, and our Constitution and so on and so forth.
Well, please give everyone your channels, your websites, where people can buy your books, all of the things.
Yeah, sure. So my big platforms really are Instagram and Facebook. I don't do too much on TikTok anymore because it's just overrun by the Israelis, and they ban me all the time. And Substack, I'm all over Substack. I send out a daily email with all sorts of stuff. And of course, I have my website where my books are and stuff. But link in bio at any of my socials. It's just Quinn O'Flynn on every platform. And there's a link in my bio. People can find stuff. They can find my books. They can find my Substack. And man, Substack is like I'm loving this lately. I think it's a fantastic platform, and it's a way for us to really get out so much more of this information. Particularly with the advent of AI that's taking over, this gives us an opportunity, honestly, to educate AI by writing Substack articles. Because
that's a really good point.
I mean, like, more we can get that stuff out there. I've been committed to this now for a month or two. I think I've got over 100 articles written over there now, and because I just think it's so important to continue to get our content out there and get the truth out there, no matter what platform we're on. So, and I'm generally on all of them. It's content place.
Well, I'm so glad you joined me, and I cannot believe you joined me at 4 a.m. What an honor. Thank you so much, Quinn. I adore you to pieces. You are amazing, and I'm sending love to you and yours. Thank you again so much for joining.
A lot of fun, and thanks to Josh too for his work.
Yes, thank you, Josh, for sure. Well, take care and get back to bed.
I am go right back to bed.
Thank you.
We'll talk again soon.
For sure. Take care. How great is he, you guys? So, yeah, I've been wanting to have him on for months. So that was so awesome. Right now, I'm going to transition to Josh and my show. So let's get that here. And don't forget to subscribe to Quinn's videos, get his book, all of those things, because he's just a treasure, an international treasure. Let me get this set and we are good to go for the second half.
Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade!
And welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge, a dystopian hellscape podcast where we talk about the dystopian hellscape of capitalism. I screwed it up, but that's okay. Joy, take it away.
Oh my God. I adore Quinn. Is he not fabulous?
He was fabulous.
And he joined me at 4 a.m. Oh my God. I don't think I'd do that for anyone. Like anyone.
I didn't even know there was a 4 a.m. So
yeah, seriously. Except sometimes I stay up till 3 a.m. So I guess it comes after that. Woo! Yes.
How have you been, Joy?
I am hanging in there. I went camping this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So I had a little like non-electronical time, which was nice. Like? It was 40s and 50s and I fucking froze. But the scenery was beautiful.
See, when I try to go without my device, I have extreme withdrawals and I start screaming and thrashing. It's like night terrors, but I'm awake. Like, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I always have nightmares that I lose my phone and stuff, and I wake up and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, this is bad. This is fucking bad. But that's where we get our news and all kinds of shit. So, okay, when I was getting ready to go live with Quinn, why the fuck did I see a thing that said Divine pulls out of 250th Trump celebration? What?
That's satire, but if only.
Oh,
if only,
God.
If only.
Isn't Divine dead?
Well, that too, but it was just something hilarious about you find like the trashiest fucking like a performer of that ilk, and like they would be at the 250. Of course not. It's
I was just like, what the fuck?
No. If only. Now that would have been great if Trump had found a way to bring Divine back from the dead, so that Divine could continue being
She'd
that
come
trashy.
back to bitch slap him.
I mean, but after that, she'd just bitch slap us all. I mean, it's like it's inevitable. Like,
oh my God. Well, did you see some of the groups as a karaoke dude? Okay, you're gonna like this. Okay, yeah. Did you see some of these? This is not jokes. Some of the people playing his 250th celebration.
Yeah.
Tone Loc, Milli Vanilli.
Yes.
Vanilla Ice. So, Milli Vanilli, people.
Wait.
Milli fucking Vanilli, who was disgraced, had their fucking award taken back.
Hold on. How could you leave off that list? CNC Music Factory.
CNC Music Factory, who also got their award taken back for lip syncing.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Also,
wow.
He like legit went right to the 80s, and he's like, okay, who is desperate enough that they haven't had any clicks or appearances in 4 decades, and they'll be like, yeah, we'll do it for free because it's publicity.
Trump's like, bring me the greatest musical fraudsters.
Literally. Dude, what in the fuck? And Vanilla Ice, he was for a while he was doing all his songs but in hardcore. Mm-hmm. No lie. Like he was doing concert where he's like, "Ours, baby." Like,
I saw the video.
Yeah, no lie. Yeah. And now I guess he's back to, oh my God. I'm sorry. Listen, I cannot see Trump's base being like funky Cole Medina. Like, I'm sorry. I don't fucking see it. Girl, it's true. Go,
no. I can see it, Joy. I can see it. Just imagine him doing his little double jerk off dance to the song.
Yeah, true.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah.
Rain
I can see
it. Yeah. I'm going to make my own fucking lyrics. Oh my God.
Oh, shit. Well, we've got so much insane news to tackle this week. Where do you want to jump in, Joy? Where should we start? Sweet Jeebus.
Well, that's why I only put a few clips in for Quinn and I, and then a couple for us, and a funny because I figured you probably had some doozies.
I have a couple, so let me share. We'll start out with something silly, and then we'll work our way into the more serious end. But here we'll start here. Oop, yeah, here we go. So this is from NPR. DOJ is investigating former Congressman George Santos for insider trading on Kalshi. And I just want to give credit to this dude. He is like the best fraudster, or the worst. But, either way, it's the same thing, right? It's like, how long has he been out of prison on a Trump pardon before he's immediately about to go back in for more insider trading?
Wait, isn't this the guy who lied about random shit?
He lied about everything.
Yeah,
he lied about. He is a serial liar. Lied about everything. Went to jail over it. Got a pardon, and now he's about to go to jail again. It's like, dude, take time to breathe between jail sentences. You don't need to immediately return.
He's like, this economy sucks, and I want 3 hots and a cot. Fuck.
Yeah, he's like, I can't live in this crazy outside world. I need to be in with my boys.
They understand me there, son.
Because sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your number, because they're prisoners and they have numbers, you see. Okay. Bad joke. Anyway, what else here? I just wanted to share that real fast because I found that hilarious.
Where's Pelosi? Get her the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. She's almost out. Almost. She's going to
Almost.
retire and like everybody's going to treat her like a hero and it's going to be great.
I know.
I know. Here, let's see what else we got here. Oh, I wanted to share this. So you mentioned it in the show, the crazy comments that Trump had supposedly said about Netanyahu, which I even question the validity of whether those things were said or if Trump's trying to placate his base that thinks he's, Netanyahu's
Exactly.
bitch, which he is.
He's stepping up.
He said those things. I don't know. But here's what Thomas Massey said in response to those quotes or supposed quotes. He said, it's all talk. Just withhold foreign aid to Israel for a month and they'll stop bombing their neighbors. Instant peace. The Strait of Hormuz can be opened. The gas drops $2 a gallon. Israel has been and continues to be the biggest welfare recipient from American taxpayers. There it is. He's correct. He's correct. Every single thing he said, they'll stop bombing their neighbors. Hormuz opens, gas drops, because literally they are the problem. I mean, Rubio even admitted it. He said they were going to attack Iran. We had no choice. We were either going to be stuck getting bombed by Iran in retaliation to us supporting Israel, or we were going to join them. So there it is. And it's like, well, why do we not have control over them if they're our subordinate and we give them aid? Like, why do we have no say? But he's right. That's all you got to do. And I want to remind folks of this in the history. I think it was like back in 1981 or 82 when Israel had bombed Lebanon. Reagan had seen some of the photos of the babies that were just like brutalized in the just horrific stuff. The shit you've been seeing. And it freaked him out. And he called Netanyahu and said, we're cutting off your aid. And that was that. 24 hours.
Was Reagan.
Reagan, y'all. Yes. And 24 hours later, Israel cut off the bombing campaign because they needed us. And they still do. They can't arm their Golden Dome without us, y'all. That, like, who's intercepting these missiles? Our radar systems. You understand? Like, they need us. We
it's
have
not
leverage.
Like if we cut them off, they wouldn't, have as much, or it wouldn't be for as long. No, it literally would fucking stop. It would have to. They would have no means.
Yep.
This is on us. Israeli crimes are America's crimes, period.
Yep. Well, since we're talking about Israel, let's get into our main topic tonight. And it's a doozy. Heavy night, but let's talk about it. It's important. Netanyahu orders Israeli army to seize 70% of Gaza Strip, violating ceasefire deal. I love they say it like that's the first time it's happened or something, even though they've been violating that ceasefire deal basically within hours of it originally even going into effect. Thousands have been unalived in the ceasefire somehow. I just saw the other day, God, it blew my mind. It was a mushroom cloud over a freaking what was an apartment building in Gaza. And this happened just a couple days ago. And it's like, how is this happening in a ceasefire? Like, why is there a mushroom cloud in a ceasefire? Anyway, let's delve in slightly here. Benjamin Netanyahu has said that he has given orders to the Israeli army to seize control of 70% of the Gaza Strip in a move that threatens to torpedo an already fragile ceasefire and create catastrophic humanitarian conditions in the already devastated territory. Under the U.S. brokered ceasefire in October, the Israeli army withdrew to a demarcation line, which gave Israel direct control of 53% of occupied territory. Since then, Israeli forces have steadily advanced their positions westward into the Hamas-controlled half of the Strip. They have declared an ever-expanding no man's land west of that. Within reach, they claim the right to decide who can enter, and they open fire on anyone perceived as a threat. Anyone who crosses the yellow line, not even the territory. You're just too close.
But here's the question. Yeah, they're betraying the ceasefire. They're doing more and more international war crimes. And what the fuck's going to be done about it? Same thing that's been done about it for decades. Not a goddamn motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
So thanks for the info. Now what? We just sit and spin because what do we do with this info? We watch it fucking continue and we watch them have impunity. Nothing fucking happens to these absolute sociopath and psychopaths. They are demons and
Yeah.
nothing fucking happens. And before people comment, no, I'm not talking about the Jewish people. I'm talking about these fucking the terrorist state of Israel.
Yeah. Exactly. It's their political ideology, and it is one of supremacy and it's one of destruction. And we're watching it unfold. I'm going to show you what they're doing, y'all. Trigger all the trigger warnings. I'm going to show you what's going down right now in Lebanon. This was filmed from the Jabal Amel Hospital in South Lebanon. They completely destroyed 3 apartment blocks full of innocent civilians. And then I'll show you the damage from the size of this explosion, what it did to the hospital next to these buildings. Just fucking pancaked buildings. And then this is from inside the hospital that was next to these buildings and the damage done.
Qu'est-ce que tu joues?
العناية العناية
It says 2 were killed in the attack, 23 injured. Absolutely insane devastation and just tore that hospital to shreds.
It is an international war crime to bomb a hospital. It's an international war crime to bomb a school. It's an international war crime to bomb a place of worship. All of those things are gone in Palestine, every single one of them, all of them. And here they are doing it again because they know, like, it's not like, you know, if Iran does something like that to the terrorist state of Israel, they have money and they can build that shit right back up. You do it to people in Gaza, they have no means to fucking build more. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. Well, the last thing I want to share on this is just how all this insanity has now expanded because of Israel doing these expanded strikes and then claiming they get to take Gaza. Iran has struck out. This all happened just in the last few hours. So let's see. Alert. Reports of strikes, explosions, and or air defense activity now in Qasem Island, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Erbil, Iraq. So yeah, the whole region is in flames again, and it's because Israel cannot be controlled. Because even if Donald Trump did what these people claimed he did and said that shit to Bibi, what effect did it have, Trump? What did your strong words get done? Because it looks like your fragile peace thing is over, right? Iran has publicly declared they've pulled out of the peace talks. So, yeah, it's at this point, your final option at this point, Trump, is to cut off Israel, since they're clearly the ones fomenting all of this, since you literally told them to fucking stop, and they won't.
But here's the issue with that. If he says, I'm cutting off all aid, he looks like the one who was dumb. Because he's the one that started this shit, and he's the one that has been sucking Bibi's dick since he got into office. If he says, okay, everything ends now, people are going to be like, see, you were wrong. He's a fucking narcissist. He
So
can't handle people saying he was wrong.
Yeah. Well, you saw what he was trying to do with the whole Abraham Accord and forcing the various Middle Eastern nations to sign a peace agreement with Israel. And they're like, fuck you. Apparently, in the actual phone call, when he proposed this, there was dead fucking silence on this shared line of all the UAE nations. And Trump's like, hello, are you still there? Like, it's like a bad comedy, like Veep or something. It's like we live in it now. We just like Larry David is president. You know,
you are literally their bitch when you are fucking asking all of them to do something for them.
Yeah.
If Bibi wants it so bad, tell him to fucking ask. You are literally doing their bidding for them on top of being a bitch boy.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, there's been an absolute collapse of the peace negotiations, and it's a shame because I think the shittiest part of all of it, we've been watching it go down now for the last how many months? 3 months, right? Trump keeps declaring victory, and that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. So all of these strikes came from missiles from Iran. But the thing that I don't understand is Trump told me that he had destroyed all the missiles and all the Air Force aircrafts and all the boats, and that they had nothing and that they just don't know that they'd lost. He keeps telling me this, but then I see this and I'm like, well, where did these magic? Did they materialize out of thin air? Is this jinn magic? No, I don't know. What's going on, Joy? Am I being lied to by one party? What's happening?
No, I think you're just hearing certain things. I think Trump is spot on. He always is.
He's never been wrong. He has a hat that says that.
Never been wrong. Even though he contradicts himself, he was right both of the times.
That's right. He was retroactively correct.
Exactly. He got new information. And that's why it wasn't really a contradiction. It was that new info came and he's like, oh, well, it changed. That's why.
I just realized who Donald Trump is. He's like a rejected character from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like he'd be like in an episode where Frank goes to a family reunion and he's like, oh God, cousin Trump. You know, like having to deal with.
No, it's gotta be an uncle. Everybody's got like an essay uncle who's like nuts and cuckoo and MAGA and like
like when you mentioned that he got invited to the family gathering, everybody's like, you did not.
Yeah, exactly. No, if he's going, I can't go. I feel a sore throat. I can't go. No.
All right. Well, let's jump to your topic you sent me, which, hey, I'm all about this. I think this is great. NYC Mayor Zoran Mamdani and other Democrats want to strip former Mayor Ed Koch's name from the iconic Queensboro Bridge, which I'm all about it.
Why the fuck is his name on a bridge? Obviously, he bought it because he's a bajillionaire.
Yeah.
I think he's dead anyway, but
yeah.
Wait, hold on. But like, really, like, you know, we have like Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Philly. Cool. Ed Koch. Like, what? No.
Yeah.
Fuck Bill.
No, it's Ed Koch. It's been so long. He's like been out of my brain because he was like mayor of New York back in the 80s, the 90s.
Oh, that Ed Koch.
Ed Koch. Sorry, I apologize for pronouncing it wrong, but I just realized I was like, man, I haven't heard his name in so long. I forgot.
Ooh, what's he do? Why should he be removed?
Oh, I mean, I as far as I know, he had been known for being like pretty wildly racist, and I think he also greenlit a bunch of very oppressive police programs against minorities and shit under his tenure.
Okay,
So
that
he's
sounds familiar.
he's not
Okay.
well liked by the young folks. They don't care for. Well, I mean, he's dead, but you know they still don't care for his having. It's like having a Confederate general statue. You're like, wait, that dude was a piece of shit. And he did these awful things. Why do I have to fucking see his name every time I drive onto the bridge? It's like, yeah, good point. Good point. But again, what I love about this is like I was talking about it to my friend just the other day. He's ruining the Democratic Party. And here's what I mean. He's been getting so much shit done in 5 months that he has proven that the axiom that the Democrats have operated under my entire life, that they simply just can't govern and there's just nothing that they can do, is fucking self-manufactured. Because in 5 months, this dude has managed to get done like more than I would say your average governor would get done in an entire term, and they would be beloved for getting that much shit done in a term. And he's just getting it done, like the will of the people.
Yeah, and it's so funny because like usually when someone's new to office, especially president or like governor, bigger positions like that, they're just getting started. They have to learn the job, you know, because they don't do shit for at least a year or so. They're new. They don't know the job. They can't just come in and get stuff done.
Yeah. Well, I want to we'll get your one more video and then I want to move on to we've got a lot to talk about with what's his name, Blanche. He gave testimony today in front of Congress, and I would love to unpack a little video of that. So let's check this next video.
A Black Crowes concert in Florida turned chaotic after fans started chanting USA when an Uncle Sam image appeared on screen. Singer Chris Robinson pushed back, asking what Americans had to be so proud of right now, triggering boos from the crowd. As fans began walking out, Robinson doubled down, saying,
"Some of us have real faith. And for those of you booing us, some of us are not afraid. And we most assuredly are not ignorant. So thank you."
A Black Crowes concert in Florida turned...
Cool.
I'll take it.
But can I just point out, why are Americans like this, Joy? Like we're just like, you'll literally be out in the middle of just anywhere public, anywhere America, and just suddenly people are like, USA, USA.
No, because they said they had a picture of a Black Crow in an Uncle Sam outfit on the screen.
No, but I'm just saying, like, why can't they just not, like, do they all have like some sort of like patriotic Tourette's? Like, why can't they just shut up?
There's okay, first, for the longest time, I thought it was Jerry Springer. Every time I heard USA, USA, I was like, oh my God, Jerry Springer. But now all I think is Trump. Like, there is literally no one in this universe who's like USA, USA, who's not MAGA. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And if it does, I'm like, they're an anomaly, because
it's hard to root for the home team when the home team is literally launching a financial war on the entire globe, and then a literal war on like an eighth of the globe. It's kind of shitty, you know.
Yes.
It's so. Anyways, I want to show some of the crazy footage today from.
Do you want to read a comment or two?
Oh yeah, let me read a couple comments. Let's see here. Holly's here. She was joining in, singing a little of the Milli Vanilli with us earlier. She says Massey knows, and it's true, man. Massey's he's not missing. He's not missing. She said also, I heard they hit a U.S. ship in that bombing, and I haven't gotten all the details because it literally all happened about an hour or so ago, so I hadn't had a chance to get the latest update. But I'll research that maybe while we're watching these videos, see if I can get a further detail on that.
But honestly, okay, hot take. Honestly,
yes.
if there was ever a time for people in the fucking military in any branch to shoot yourself in the foot, literally, to get the fuck out now. Now.
No. It's not that. It's not like that anymore, Joy. It's not like that anymore. You remember MASH? You remember Klinger, the guy that was always in a dress? That actually gets you out now. He tried and failed. It gets you out now.
Put on some lipstick and head out, man.
Throw on a nice wig, maybe some heels, and I'm telling you, you just got out. You don't have to shoot nothing.
Okay, did you ever see the show Bad Thoughts?
I don't think I did.
I just found it today, and this literally just happened on the show. You have to see it. You'll love it. It's so crass.
Okay. That sounds like my jam. Then I'll have to look at it. I'll check it out. All right. We're going to jump in now to our next topic, and this is some nutty stuff. So they had Blanche, our new acting attorney, or I think he is the attorney general now. I don't think he's even the acting. He's the attorney general. And he's being questioned, and we got some interesting info both on his fund and on Jeffrey. So let's catch up on some of the stuff that he had to say here.
Mr. Attorney General, I want to thank you for verbally committing to not moving forward with the so-called anti-weaponization fund. I just want to make sure, are you going to issue a new memo in writing, rescinding that May 18th memo?
I'm not committing to putting anything in writing. I'm going to say it today over and over again. I mean, I don't know what the purpose of putting something in writing. I'm telling you what we're doing. Meaning, like, why do I need to put something in writing if I'm telling you what we're doing?
Well, you started it, you established it in writing, so it just makes sense to rescind it in writing. I think a lot of Americans, both sides of the aisle, are concerned about it, and it would restore a lot of trust about this issue.
Okay, I'm not committing to doing anything in writing. No.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take it under advisement.
I'm just concerned because you're not under oath, and I want to trust you, and I want to believe you. We all do. But putting it in writing would settle that issue. I have 1 minute left.
All right. So he said, they're not going to do the slush fund. But then he also is not rescinding the memo and not putting in writing that they're doing so. So the memo stands.
Well, first of all, we got it on video, you dumbass. We still have proof. You said you're going to do it. What? Oh my God. These people are fucking just. See, this is going to be well, I said it, and then I went to write the memo, and what happened was I found out something new. Oh my God. That is like bare minimum. You're a fucking politician. When something changes, you put it on paper.
And did you hear him? He's like, I refuse to commit to doing paperwork. It's like, why are you guys like this? Why do you have to fucking
That's
drag
above
your
my pay
goddamn
grade,
feet?
bitch.
Like, it's infuriating. It's like all they can do is just be monkey wrenches with their entire lives. It's all they can do. They can't just be like, yeah, of course. It's like, it's my job. Why wouldn't I do this? Fucking.
I'll take it under advisement.
Oh, that's such a fuck you. That's such a legal.
You have to literally have a discussion about whether or not you should write what you just said.
It's basically the judicial equivalent of this. So, I mean, it's pretty great. I'll take that under advisement.
I'm going to say that to my boss. Next
yeah,
time
right. I'll take that under advisement.
I'll take it under advisement.
Nice. All right. Hold on. It gets worse. So, as you may know, what happened, he also got in this supposed settlement tax immunity for any future, past, current investigations for himself, for his kids, for his businesses, and for his subsidiaries. Tax immunity for all the Trump sphere. Yay! So she's like, okay, well, since you've rescinded the slush fund, you're going to rescind that too, right? Right?
Oh, do you have video of that? Josh, do you have video of that?
Oh, yeah. I am so sorry. I thought I clicked the share. I guess I missed it. Let me start it again. My bad.
Yeah. Okay, so not yes or no. You gave me 3 documents. The only document I said we're not moving forward on today is the first document identified, which is the anti-weaponization fund. There's still a settlement agreement, and there's still the second document I signed is not an addendum, it's a separate attorney general order.
Okay. So but you're not going to rescind the addendum, the second order?
No,
The only thing you're talking about here, so the blanket immunity is not something that you're going to move back on?
It's not blanket immunity. That's not true.
It is.
No, it's not.
Read it.
Okay. United States releases, waives, acquits, and forever discharges each of the plaintiffs from and is hereby forever barred and precluded from prosecuting or pursuing any and all claims, counterclaims, causes of actions, appeals, requests for any reliefs. I mean, this is an order from you, but you're not prepared. You are prepared to say that the president and his family will be barred, are immune from. That's a yes.
No, it was not a yes. I had not answered the question. I can't answer if you want me to.
What are you doing with this?
Okay, so there was a settlement, which is one of the documents you showed. Okay.
Right.
Part of the settlement included the second order that you just held up.
Right.
And that is still, nothing has changed with that. What I said today, what I've said a couple times today, as what we talked about yesterday, is we're not moving forward with the anti-weaponization fund.
Okay, but you are moving forward with this second order.
It's not moving forward. There's a settlement. There was a settlement that the IRS entered into with President Trump and others, his family and his companies. As part of that settlement, as is customary in IRS settlements, there's a separate AG order.
Friends, listen to what is being said here today here. This is really pretty extraordinary, that we are going to forever barred and precluded from examining or prosecuting the president, his sons, and the Trump organization's current tax filings. Simply put, you just gave the president and his family a tax immunity to the tune of about $100 million.
No.
Woo!
Listen, Perry Farrell. Okay. Thank you, but you want to talk about impunity? Take BB's dick out your mouth. But anyway.
But in this instance, she's correct, though. In this instance, we're on the same fight here because obviously giving immunity to Trump, his kids, his family, his businesses, his subsidiaries, maybe not a good thing. I mean, it's
you know
crazy.
What came up on my memories that I totally forgot about? Remember when Biden gave his son complete immunity, even during and before anything would even come, like future immunity?
Yes.
Nobody fucking cared.
No, my partner actually just a few days ago, she brought that up with all this tax immunity shit. It's like, yeah, Biden gave FBI investigation immunity to his kid. It's like he set the precedent for it. Now Trump's going to do that for himself and his family, and you know what the Democrats will do? They'll be like, listen, we want to go after Trump and his family. We really do. But the law says we can't.
Yeah, exactly. Our hands are tied, guys.
My hands are tied, you guys. The hands are tied.
It's not convenient for us. We really, really want to do something.
God damn it. Anyways, I got one more Blanche video. God, Blanche. Just saying the word makes my mouth
You
hurt.
know what? As someone who's hardcore Golden Girls, this pisses me off.
Right? Thank you.
I'm a Blanche.
I'm an Estelle Getty personally, but I love Blanche. I love me some Blanche. Love me some Blanche. All right, here we go. One more from the hearing today.
Been in the room. I have been there. This is what I had to do, to transcribe, to show what is true. What is true is that the president has lied about being on Epstein's plane, and the unredacted files prove that. There's a lot in here. I'm shocked at this. There's also this set of files in the file. This is investigation into the potential co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein. I almost used up all the blank ink in the hallway because it's all covered up. It's all covered up. The American people are not stupid. They know that when members of Congress have to go in and actually unredact to try to find the truth for these victims, something is corrupt. Something is corrosive. Been in the...
So that was a huge bombshell today, because as Trump had been claiming, literally even up until days ago, that he'd never been on the Epstein's plane. And she's like, yeah, we found this by going in and looking at the unredacted FBI files in that little fucking skiff where there's only like allowed a few of them in at a time, a few hours a day, a few days a week, you know? So yeah, that's who is that's acting? I'm sorry, Representative Madeline Dean. So yeah, Representative Madeline Dean and her aides were able to locate proof that Trump's claim he'd never been on that plane was a lie in the redactions. Which, hey, isn't that interesting? Why would they redact that if they can only redact victims' names? Why did they redact the fact that Donald Trump had proof that he was on Epstein's plane? That's weird, right? It's a little weird. It's
a coincidence. He can't read, so he thought he was redacting something else.
I bet it was a clerical error and just the file slipped out and fell behind the cabinet. It happens all the time. So that's my little update on Blanche and his hearing today. We got some interesting info out of it, and some not great info, but some interesting info. Let's see what else we got today. Oh, I think we might be down to good news and to the funny. I think that's where we're at.
I had a couple things I didn't get to with
from Quinn. Yes, let me jump to that. I got you. Let's pick up there.
This is good news.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. This is good news.
No brakes. Oh, no! Oh,
give me a minute.
Let's watch that again.
Give me a minute.
This is just the kindness in me, but I hope none of those genocidists got hurt. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I really don't. But still, you know, they kind of had it coming. But still, I hope no one got hurt.
How many Zionists can you put on a float?
It sounds like it's got a fun punchline.
I know.
All right.
At least one less than they did.
Yeah, they did one too many, apparently. One too many. So let's get to the next one here.
An Iranian sea mine has been spotted and filmed in the Strait of Hormuz for the first time, confirming the threats are real. So far, the US has been unable to detect any sea mines in the strait, making them question Iran, but that's all changed today. This video shows what appears to be an Iranian Mayhem 3 sea mine. If a ship hits this, it will completely blow it out the water and sink it. Warship or cargo ship, it doesn't matter. But because this confirmed there are sea mines in the Strait of Hormuz, Oman, the country's waters it was found in, is panicking. They said, quote, due to the sighting of a naval mine, we urge all seafarers to exercise with the utmost caution while navigating in the area. And they said, quote, we advise all maritime users to keep a safe distance from any suspicious object and report them immediately to authorities. But it gets worse than this. The fact that there are now sea mines in the Strait of Hormuz means that for the strait to be reopened, we have to clear those mines, Iran or the West. Iran probably doesn't know where they are, because they move. And so this means that the chance of the Strait of Hormuz now reopening has completely fallen off a cliff. There's now only a 41% chance that the Strait of Hormuz's traffic returns back to normal by the end of next month. That's according to Polymarket, a place where you can predict world events and see the likelihood of things happening in the world. And so if what Polymarket says is true, it's very unlikely that the strait is going to be reopened. Not to mention the fact that it gives Iran more credibility and other countries are going to start to believe what they say more, purely on the basis that they told the truth about these mines. And that is a big thing. Either way, these videos got 300 million views in just last month alone. So for the best social media.
Yeah.
So I admit, when he first started talking the first few times, I thought he said sea lions, and I got really upset.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh my God, I didn't think about all the sea lions and sea pups and whales and everyone. But yeah, no, sea mines. And that's fucking terrifying. I didn't even think about that.
See, I had misheard him. I thought he had said seamen, and then I got a little flustered. But shing. Sorry, I'm a dude. I'm a dude. Jesus, give me a break. All right. Here we go. We got one more.
You're like, I like sailors. Yeah. Hey, sailor.
Hey, boss.
Let Cuba live! The sanctions are murdering Cubans! Repent, Marco Rubio! Marco Rubio! Stop killing Cubans!
Like, why are you arrested?
Because Marco Rubio is murdering his own people. He's never been to Cuba. He's never seen the children in the schools like I have. The sanctions are murdering people. There's an oil embargo on Cuba that's keeping people in dark 24 hours a day. It's horrible the way they're treating the Cuban people. This is a war crime. Marco Rubio, stop murdering your own people. Let Cuba live.
Sir, stop being outraged by the immorality of our world.
Yeah, seriously. But you know what? I forgot. I thought he was Hispanic, like in the back of my mind. I forgot he was Cuban. So yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was Spanish. I mean, I should not drink on the air.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stop boofing on the air. That's my 20.
Sorry, what?
What? You didn't hear? Okay, let's go to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing. Here we go.
Wait, what's his name? Someone with a Kavanaugh. You're Kavanaugh. You're boofing. Is that what you said?
If it's on video, it's on video, but I don't know what I said.
Doesn't that mean?
No, I love that you're just putting it all together now.
I'm done. Folks, you can get the news here, and you can also see the most immature people in their 40s alive.
Yes, we're full of the bullshit. It's true. Now, I do want to share some good news. That's my new segment I've been adding to the show, is we need good news, yeah? We talked a little bit about Mom Donnie earlier, but I had to share this because I thought it was really funny, the Fox News problem. So check this out. Fox News has been advising, apparently its anchors, to stop highlighting Zoran Mamdani's policies because even Fox viewers are finding them appealing.
That's They should learn when Bernie did 2 town halls at Fox and got standing ovations.
Yeah, from Fox
Like,
audiences. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But hold on, it gets better. So they've tried to move on, but the problem is they're using the same tactic, and then they're just boosting the campaigns of other leftists running. So check this out. This is good stuff. Maria Bartiromo fearmongers about Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate Francesca Hong for supporting terrifying wage tax hike for the rich. And then this is their actual infographic from Fox News, and this is what it says her policies are: implementing free childcare, $20 minimum wage, publicly owned grocery stores, tax hike on the rich, banning the construction of data centers. Oh, she's a monster. Everyone loves data centers.
Commie.
I just love that Fox News is inadvertently boosting these people because people are like, well, I hate these stupid data centers, though. Wait a minute. Like, anyway, I just found that to be adorable that Fox News is slowly indoctrinating the right.
Thanks. Now I heard of this girl. Awesome. Thanks, Fox News.
That's what's so funny. It's so barbaric. It's the Streisand effect, you know? It's like, if you want these people to lose, maybe don't make them sound fucking based as hell. And then like run, it's like an ad. It feels like a campaign ad for her.
Yeah, wasn't it CNN gave Trump $3 billion of free airtime?
Oh, I will never forgive them when Bernie was giving a live speech and just tearing it up, and they wouldn't give him a second of airtime, but instead they filmed 3 hours of an empty Trump podium. 3 hours, and they're like, all right, we're going live back to the podium. It looks like something. No, it looks like they're just polishing the microphone. Okay, never mind. It's just
and then one channel had Bernie like this in a square in the corner, but it was muted, so you could just see him like, but like
wagging his finger.
Oh my god, my pantomiming skills aren't that great.
Well, Joy, we've got down to the funny. Are you ready for our funny of the eve?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, of course, it's just about every other week it's Sammy, but damn it, we love Sammy. I was just watching one of his yesterday. That's cracking me up. Here we go.
USC is giving dead bodies to the IDF. I know, as if they need more. USC, which apparently stands for University of Stolen Corpses, is quietly selling dead bodies to the US Navy. What is this, cryptocurrency? I get why they call them the Marine Corps. And then our Navy is secretly holding courses for the IDF to do medical training. Of course, the IDF needs dead bodies. They need something to practice self-defense on. The official contracts were leaked by some USC students. Somebody check in on them. People are donating their dead bodies for the sake of science, not knowing that USC is then selling them for $8 to $10K on the blue and white market, if you know what I mean. These bodies are typically older people, but they can be as young as Gen Z. Dead ass. And these are fresh cadavers, not that frozen shit. They provide them without chemicals, so they're more organic than our food supply. Then they turn them into perfused cadavers, which means they pump them up with fluid, and then abracadabra, suddenly the dead body has a pulse again. What is the IDF doing with half-alive bodies? I know some of you are thinking, probably rip them. That is up. These are not Palestinian bodies. Now, more flotilla activists. Apparently, they're using these bodies to simulate real-life traumatic scenarios, as if committing genocide wasn't enough. People think they're giving their bodies away for like a good cause, only to find out it's a huge scam, like Cars for Kids. Except it's cadavers for kids. Look that story up. It's crazy with a K. USC was trying to keep this low-key about the fact that they were literally selling dead bodies, which is fitting, a school whose mascot is the Trojans. Sneaky. Yeah, I mean, I have a soft spot for USC students because I also didn't get into UCLA. But this has to be the worst thing that's happened at USC involving dead bodies. And keep in mind, OJ went there, okay? So you got to celebrate the lows and the highs, man. California state law does not allow individual organs to be sold, which is unfortunate because the IDF could use a heart. And it's suspected that the IDF unit involved in this is the infamous Golani Brigade, which killed 15 Palestinian medics on the side of the road in Gaza just last year. And they're now at USC learning how to do life-saving surgery. It's like you could have just asked those medics. The reason why they think it's the Golani Brigade is because multiple students were spotted leaving the training course wearing a sweatshirt with the Golani Brigade emblem on it. The Golani Brigade symbol is an olive tree. So even their symbols are stolen from Palestinians, which I find very ironic because something like 2/3 of Israelis are allergic to olive tree pollen. Yeah, because they're indigenous. In the 90s, a study was done that showed that 66% of Israelis are allergic to olive tree pollen. And that is now the emblem of one of their military's biggest brigades. That's like Superman's logo being kryptonite. And I know some of you are like, how dare you compare Superman to the IDF? Sorry, Wonder Woman. So it's like, as a Palestinian, even if I extended an olive branch, it might hurt them, you know? By the way, I'm not suicidal. I'm very happy, and no one's gonna kill me because I've already signed the contract to donate my body to USC. And right before I die, I'm gonna eat a ton of olives, and olive trees, stems and all, just down, olive leaves like a koala bear. It's like, argh! So then they pull me into that OR. A lot of war criminals are gonna get hives. Just like, come on! Just like, just stuff my body with olives. Talk about a Trojan horse.
Oh my god. Sammy. So damn funny. Good Lord.
Well, 'twas a good show, and I'm so thankful I finally had Quinn, and then he got up at 4 a.m. to join me because he's nuts.
Yes.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and there are more people watching than people who hit the like and the subscribe, so do your thing.
If you could.
What's that?
I said, if you could.
Yeah, you can. Josh, what do you have to say?
Oh, I wanted to share. This is more good news, and this is personal news. Okay, so I'm doing this food program, feeding all these hungry folks. So one of our volunteers has been letting us stage off of one half of their porch for years now, letting us have our gear, tables, and a big freezer so that the community can come and pick up meat to make the various dishes to feed these folks. And they've been donating the space to us for years. Well, one of our volunteers came up to the porch one day and noticed that there was like soft boards and it was like, slowly kind of giving out. And she was like, well, we have all these leftover boards from when we built a deck. Maybe we could get the whole volunteer crew together and we can all build this deck together. And I tell you what, we did it, Joy. We came together and we built this wonderful couple that's been donating this space to us all these years. And we built them a brand new deck. And it looks amazing and it's perfect. And I don't know. It touches my heart so much. This is why we're doing this. It's not just about feeding people. It's about building this community, and it felt so good to have that like manifestation of love, right there. It's done. It's physical, very cool.
That's awesome. I'm sure they were so touched.
Yeah, but that's my group, HawthorneParkPotluck.org. If anybody ever wants to donate, we always need more plates. Oh my God. That's our biggest expense. So.
Awesome. Well, great work to the team. That is awesome. Who is going to be our people tonight? I'm giving Blanche.
Yeah, I think so. He grosses me out so friggin' much.
You said there's further testimony and stuff tomorrow?
I think so. And then there's even more that I haven't gone through from all today. I was just watching as much of it as I could. But it's wild. I'm so tired of watching them do the dance. And they're so good at it. They never answer anything. And they just always act like, what's going on? I don't understand. Oh, and it's like, you have one job. Why are you this bad at it? So yes, Blanche, you are the worst person. You are the Grand Marshal of the Capitalist Death Parade. Congratulations.
Yep, no doubt.
And
what's that?
Special added bonus. I'd like to nominate our Lookalike of the Year award to Deloro, who looks like the dude from Jane's Addiction. So. Ever since you said that, I can't get it out of my head, Joy. I hope you're happy.
I can't. I'm sorry, Perry. I love you, but she's you're very, 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 very unattractive doppelganger. Very.
for the doppelganger of the year to Deloro. Congratulations, Deloro.
Yes,
You've done it.
Deloro.
You've done
Thanks
it.
so much for watching, guys. We will see you Tuesday if I'm not back beforehand. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, much love. Smash the like and subscribe. Thanks again to Quinn.
Yes. And until next week, y'all, we'll see you then here on the Capitalist Death Parade. Peace and love, y'all. Oh.